How you doing? All right. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. You got to watch this with me. See, we're in Messina, and this is the home of Leonato, governor of Messina. So next to him, that's his daughter, Hero. She's a sweet thing. And next to her is Beatrice, Hero's cousin. Beatrice is a fierce one, but you didn't hear that from me. Anyway, let's listen in as this messenger arrives with a message.
I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very nearby this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
I learn here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He has borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feat of a lion.
Well, he hath an uncle here in Messina will be very much glad of it.
Oh, I've already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him.
Did he break into tears?
In great measure.
A kind overflow of kindness. There are no faces truer than those that are so washed. And how much better it is to weep at joy than to joy at weeping.
I pray you, is Signor Mountanto returned from the wars, or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
What is it that you ask, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedick of Padua.
He returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? How many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedick too much, but he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
You had musty victual. He hath hoped to eat it. He is a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier too, a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so, indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. But for the stuffing, well, we're all mortal.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war between Signor Benedick and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed by one. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is it possible?
Very easily possible. He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat, it changes with the next block.
I see, lady. The gentleman is not in your books.
No, and if he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion? Is there no young square now that he will make a voyage with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang on him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedick, it will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You'll never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro is approached.
Ah, in comes Don Pedro, a noble of high rank. Some call him Prince. I call him Fine. But Don Pedro are his lieutenants, Claudio the Brave and Benedick the Witty, as well as the prince's half-brother, Don John, the Melancholy. They returned from the Revolution front lines. They have fought hard against oppression and won. It's good to see them home.
Good, Signor Leonato. are you come to meet your trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Oh, never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace, but trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides, and happiness takes its leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedick, no, for then were you a child.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedick. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible? Disdain should die while she hath such meat food defeated as Signor Benedick? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come within her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat, but it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted, and I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God and my cold heart, and my cold blood and cold heart, I am of your humor for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall escape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, as 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer, but keep your way. Is God's name I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all, Leonato. Senior Claudio and Senior Benedick, my dear friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at the least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer.
Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I'm not of many words, but I thank you.
Oh, please, your grace, lead on.
Oh, your hand, Leonato. We will go together.
Everyone goes into Leonato's home to enjoy tales of battles won and revel in living an authentic life. But what's this? Claudio and Benedick have lingered behind. Looks like there's something or someone on Claudio's mind. Let's listen.
Benedick, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked upon her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do for my simple true judgment, or would you have me speak after my custom as being a professed tyrant of their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Why, in faith, methinks she too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this condemnation I can afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome, and being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Oh, can the world buy such a jewel?
Yeah, yea, and a case to put it in.
In mine eye, she's the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her as much as in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Is it come to this? In faith hath not the world one man, but he will hear his cap with suspicion. Shall I never see a bachelor of threescore again? Look, Don Pedro is returning to seek you.
Uh-oh, here comes Don Pedro, fine Prince of Aragon, in a huff.
What secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonato's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
Oh, I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio? I can be secret as a dumb man, but I would have you think so. But on my allegiance, mark you this. On my allegiance, he is in love. With who? Now, that is your gracious part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
If this were so word uttered.
Amen, if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my two faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
Well, that she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, in the opinion that fire cannot melt from me. I will die in it at the stake.
Oh, thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will have a reed sheet winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me. Because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for the which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love.
Well, as time shall try. In time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck off the bull's horns and set them on my forehead, and let me be vilely painted, and in such a great letter as they write, here is good horse to hire. Let them signify under my sign, here you may see Benedict, the married man.
Nay, if Cupid have not spent all his quiver in Venice, thou wilt quake for this, shortly.
I look for an earthquake too, then.
Oh, well, you will temporize with the hours. In the meantime, good Signor Benedick, repair to Leonato's. Commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparations.
And so I leave you.
Benedict leaves his friends in their puppy love moment. Claudio and the prince continue their conversation. This is gonna be good.
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how?
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord. When you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, that liked, but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I'm returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms come throwing soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is.
Well, if thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and her father, and thou shalt have her. But was not to this end that thou beganst so to twist so fine a story, and I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise and tell fair Hero I am Claudio, and in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
Well, having developed a foolproof secret plan for Claudio to be with Hero, the two skip off to get ready for the evening festivities. Everyone seems to be in absolute bliss. Well, all except the prince's half-brother, Don John. He enters with his comrade, Conrad. Never understood the sadness in him. Let's hear if we can understand more.
My lord, why are you thus out of measure sad?
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath ta'en you newly into his grace.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here?
Enter comes the third in this unhappy party, Baraccio, with the latest gossip from the dinner table.
What news, Baraccio?
I come yonder from a great supper. The prince your brother is royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? And who? Which way looks he?
Mary, on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
How came you to this?
I was smoking in a musty room. Comes me the prince and Claudio, hand in sad conference. I whipped me behind the arras, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him in any way, I bless myself every way. Now you are both sure and will assist me.
To the death, my lord.
Well, let us to the great supper. Their cheer is the greater that I am subdued. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We'll wait upon your lordship.
Wow. So much for that being a secret. The trio leave to plan their evil scheme. So much goes into planning in this place. In comes Leonato with family in tow. Antonio, Beatrice, and Hero, along with her ladies in waiting, Ursula and Margaret, all with big smiles after an amazing supper full of laughs and happiness. And yet they speak about one who is not all rainbows and soft kittens.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tartly that gentleman looks. I can never see him, but am heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
We're an excellent man that were made just in the midway between him and Benedick. The one is too much like an image and says nothing, and the other too much like my lady's eldest son, ever more tattling.
And have Signor's Benedick tongue in Count John's mouth, and have Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedick's face.
And with a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man would win any woman in the world, if he could get her good will.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
For which the blessing, I am on my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? No. He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your father.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Father, as it please you. But yet, for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Father, as it please me.
I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Oh, not till God make men of other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be overmastered with a piece of valiant dust? No, no, uncle, I'll not. Adam's sons are my brethren, and truly I hold it a sin to match in my kindred.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin, if you not be wooed in good time. And if the prince be too important, tell him there is a measure and everything, and so dance out be the answer.
Oh, the revelers are entering, brother. Make good room.
Right on cue, the revelers enter. Prince Pedro and his soldiers, Claudio and Benedick, as well as his sad-faced kin, Don John, and his buddy, Baraccio, all enter with masks. Oh, it's that kind of party. Well, let's get on the dance floor.
Oh, lady, will you walk about with your friends?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
Oh, with me in your company?
I may say so when I please.
And when please you to say so?
When I like your favor.
Oh, speak low if you speak love.
Well, I would you did like me.
So would I not for your own sake, for I have many ill qualities.
Which is one?
I say my prayers aloud.
I love you the better, that hearers may cry, Amen.
God match me with a good dancer.
Amen.
And God keep him out of my sight when the dance is done.
Oh.
I know you well enough. You are Signor Antonio.
Word, I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
To tell you true, I counterfeit him.
You could never do him so ill well unless you were the very man. Here's his dry hand up and down. You are he, you are he.
Word, I am not.
Come, come. Do you think I do not know you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself? So too, Mum, you are he. Graces will appear, and there's an end.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
That I was disdainful? Well, this was Senior Benedick who told you so.
What is he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Well, he is the prince's jester, a very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him. And the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy, for he both pleases men and angers him. And then they laugh at him and beat him.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do.
Dang, I was just about to have my turn down the Soul Train line. Oh well. Having left it all on the dance floor, everyone departs except Don John, Baraccio, and Claudio. Time to set the trap.
Sure, my brother is amorous on Hero, and hath withdrawn her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow her, and but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are you not you, Signor Benedict?
You know me well. I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you to dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth. You may do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affections.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Feeling confident in their plan, Don John and Borachio leave the dejected Claudio to his thoughts.
Thus answer I, name of Benedick. But hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so. The prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save in the office and affairs of love.
Signor Benedick enters looking for Claudio, who looks like someone stepped on his Pop-Tarts. Wait, what are Pop-Tarts? Oh, never mind.
Count Claudio.
Yea, the same.
Come, will you go with me?
Whither?
Even to the next willow about your own business, for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you leave me. If you will not, I'll leave you.
Poor thing, Claudio leaves Benedick in a huff.
Alas, poor hurt fowl. Now will he creep into sedges, but that my lady Beatrice should know me, and not know me? The prince's fool? Ha! Maybe that I go under that title because I am merry. Yea, but so I am apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
The Prince, Hero, and Leonato excitedly join Benedick, ready to seal the deal.
Now, Signor, where's the Count? Did you see him?
I found him here melancholy. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the goodwill of this young lady.
Well, what's his fault?
The flat transgression of a schoolboy who, being overjoyed with finding a bird's nest, shows it to his companion, and he steals it.
I will but teach them to sing and restore them to the owner.
If their singing answer your saying, by my faith, you say honestly.
The lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. An oak but with one green leaf on it would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great thaw, huddling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poignards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there would be no living with her. She would infect the North Star.
Oh, look, here she comes.
Beatrice enters with Claudio, who looks as if someone stepped on his heart.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go to the slightest errand now to the antipodes that you can devise to send me on, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. Have you no employment for me?
None but to desire your good company.
Oh, God, sir. Here is a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Hoping to avoid the sharp tongue of Lady Beatrice, Benedick leaves in haste. Poor thing, not everyone has the stamina to stand next to a strong woman.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedick.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it, a double heart for his single one. Marry once before, he won it of me with false dice, therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
Now, you have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So would I not he should do me, my lord, lest I prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Why, how now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then, sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil, Count, civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
Faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true, though I'll be sworn if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair Hero is won. I have broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin. Or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him not speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it, poor fool. It keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Thus goes everyone to the world but I. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey ho, for a husband.
Oh, Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I would rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands if the maid could come by one.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord. Unless I might have another one for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace, pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Oh. Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you, for out of question you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under that I was born. Cousins, give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things I told you of?
I cry you mercy, uncle. May your grace's pardon.
A little embarrassed, Beatrice is happy to take her exit from this awkward situation.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She's never sad, but when she sleeps. And not ever sad then, for I've heard my daughter say that she hath often dreamt of unhappiness and waked herself up with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedick.
Lord, Lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love have all its rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence a just 7 night, and a time too brief, too, to have all things answered in my mind.
Oh, I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will, in the interim, undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Senior Benedick and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. If you three will but minister such assistance as I shall give you direction.
Oh, my lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
Oh, and you too, gentle hero.
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedick is not the most unhopefulest husband that I know. Thus far can I praise him. He is of a noble strain, of approved valor and confirmed honesty. I will teach you how to humor your cousin that she shall fall in love with Benedick. And I, with your 2 helps, will so practice on Benedick that in despite of his quick wit and his queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you my drift.
Didn't I tell you this place is full of plans? Speaking of that, here comes Don John and Braccio, bummed that their first plan didn't work.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinable to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instance of the night, appoint her to look out her lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go, you, to the prince your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily hold up, to a contaminated stale, such a one as Hero.
And what proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, and kill Leonato. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them I will endeavor anything.
Go then, find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. They will scarce believe this without trial. Offer them instances which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero. Hear Margaret term me Claudio, and bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding.
Be cunning in the working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Oh, be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
Oh, that's just mean. I am not ready to deal with that. Well, here comes Benedick, who is in deep thought. Hope he doesn't hurt himself.
I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behavior to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love? And such a man is Claudio. He was wont to speak plain to the purpose like an honest man and a soldier, and now he has turned orthography. His words are a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my graces. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel. Or good discourse. An excellent musician, and her hair shall be whatever color it please God. The prince and Monsieur Love, I will hide thee in the arbor.
Tired of hearing about love, Benedick hides himself from Prince Pedro, Claudio, and Leonato. But not very well. I mean, how else is he supposed to hear them?
See you where Benedick hath hid himself.
Oh, very well, my lord.
Come hither, Leonato. What was it you told me of today? That your niece, Beatrice, was in love with Signor Benedick.
Oh, aye. Stock on, the foul sits. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither, but most wonderful that she should dote on Signor Benedick, whom she hath in all outward behaviors seemed ever to abhor.
It's possible? Sit the wind in that corner?
My troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
Oh, God, counterfeit? There was never counterfeit if passion came so near the life of passion.
Why, what effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well, this fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How, I pray you? You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedick.
I should think this a gull, but that the white-bearded fellow speak it, knavery cannot sure hide himself in such reverence.
He hath taken the infection. Hold it up.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedick?
No, and swear she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed. So your daughter says. Shall I, says she, that hath so oft encountered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
Oh, this says she now when she is beginning to write to him, for she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock till she have writ a sheet of paper. Oh, my daughter tells us all. Oh, she tore the letter into 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself that she should be so immodest to write to one that she knew would flout her. I measure him, she says, by my own spirit, for I should flout him if he write to me. Yea, though I love him, I should.
Then, down upon her knees, she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedick, God give me patience.
He doth indeed. My daughter says so.
Oh, it were good that Benedick knew of it by some other, if she will not discover it.
To what end? He would make but a sport of it, and torment the poor lady worse.
And he should, it were an alms to hang him. She's an excellent, sweet lady, and out of all suspicion, she is virtuous.
And she is exceeding wise.
In everything, but in loving Benedick.
Oh, I am sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her uncle and her guardian.
I would she had bestowed this dotage upon me. I would have doffed all other respects and made her half myself. I pray you, tell Benedick of it, and hear what he will say.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die. For she says she will die if he love her not, and she will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her, rather than that she bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
Oh, she doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it. For the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit.
Before God, and in my mind, very wise.
He doth indeed show some sparks that are like wit. Well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we go seek Benedick and tell him of her love?
Never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She'll wear her heart out first.
Well, we will hear further of it by your daughter. Let it cool the while. Yep. I love Benedick well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy of so good a lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If he do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
And back. Let there be the same net spread for her, and that must your daughter and her gentlewoman carry. Let us send her to call him into dinner.
The three take their leave, knowing that part one of their plan has been successful. Benedick slowly crawls out of his hiding place, dumbstruck.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love? Me? Why, it must be requited. I hear how I am censured. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, that she would rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that can hear their detractions and put them into mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis true. I can bear them witness. And virtuous, 'tis so, I cannot reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. By my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me because I have railed so long against marriage, but doth not the appetite alter? The world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think that I would live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Enter the fair lady Beatrice, sent to fetch Benedick. She doesn't have a clue what's going on.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come into dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no pains. For those thanks, then you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure, then, in the message?
Yea, just so much as you may take upon a knife's point. Fare you well.
Beatrice exits, wondering why Benedick is looking at her strangely.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come to dinner? There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. That's as much as saying any pains I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity of her, I am a villain. I will go get her picture.
So Benedick leaves and follows Beatrice in for dinner with a bit of a hitch to his giddy up. After dinner, Hero and her two gentlewomen, Margaret and Ursula, enter, ready for part 2. I can't wait to see how this goes down.
Good Margaret. Run thee to the parlor. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice proposing with the prince and Claudio. Whisper in her ear and tell her Ursula and I walk in the orchard, and our whole discourse is all of her. Say that. There will she hide to listen to our purpose. This is thy office. Fare thee well in it, and leave us alone.
I'll make her come, I warrant you, presently.
Margaret runs over to let Beatrice know that there's some juicy news that she may want to find a way to listen in on.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, my talk to thee must be how Benedick is sick in love with Beatrice. Now begin, for look, where Beatrice like a lapwing runs close by the ground to hear our conference.
Not one to miss out on the hot gossip. In comes Beatrice. She hides herself in the bower. Ursula and Hero move close and continue their conversation.
Fear you not my part of the dialogue.
No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedick loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedick, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full, as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
O God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes.
And therefore certainly it were not good she knew his love, lest she'll make sport at it.
So turns she every man the wrong side out, and never gives to truth and virtue that which simpleness and merit purchaseth.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore let Benedick, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No. No, rather will I go to Benedick and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
He is the only man of Italy, always excepting my dear Claudio.
When are you married, madam?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires, and have thy counsel which is best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's limed, I warrant you. We have caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
Hero and Ursula leave satisfied that Beatrice has taken the bait. Beatrice comes from her hiding spot, and the look on her face is set on stunned.
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedick, love on, I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reportingly.
Gosh, Beatrice practically skips as she leaves. I am so happy for her. Here come Prince and the Revolution. Okay, anyway, Benedick and Claudio, followed closely by Leonato. Something's up with Benedick. I wonder what it could be.
I do but stay till your marriage be consummate, and then go I towards Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
Nay, that would be as great a soil in the new gloss of your marriage as to show a child his new coat and forbid him to wear it. Now I will only be bold with Benedick for his company, for from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot he is all mirth.
Gallant, I am not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
Hang him, truant. There's no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
If he be not in love with some woman, there's no believing old signs. He brushes his hat o' mornings. What should that bode?
Hath any man seen him at the barber's?
No, but the barber's man hath been seen with him.
Indeed, he looks younger than he did by the loss of a beard.
That's as much as say the sweet youths in love.
The greatest note of it is his melancholy.
And when was he wont to wash his face?
Conclude! Oh, conclude! He is in love!
Oh, senor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 words to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
Benedick leaves with Leonato, ready to share about his love for Beatrice, no doubt, leaving the prince and Claudio to marvel at their work.
For my life to break with him about Beatrice.
Oh, 'cause even so, Hero and Margaret have by this played their parts with Beatrice.
Oh, we were just having a fun time, and who shows up to ruin it but Don John? Time to put another scheme in play.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good evening, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If it please you, yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
What's the matter?
I came hither to tell you, the lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she. Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
The word is too good to point out her wickedness. Go, but with me tonight. You shall see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her. But it would be better, fit to your honor, to change your mind.
May this be so.
I will not think it.
If you will follow me, I will show you enough.
If I see anything tonight, why I should not marry her. Tomorrow, in the congregation where I should wed, there will I shame her.
And as I wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no farther till you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly, but till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
O day untowardly turned.
Mischief strangely thwarting.
O plague right well deserved. So, will you say when you have seen the sequel?
Prince Pedro and Claudio follow Don John, hoping that they haven't been deceived by Hero. There's no way Claudio could fall for this again. Well, let's hope not. Look, here enters Dogberry and Burgess with the night watch. Wow, it's night already? Can you grab me a snack? Oh, never mind. I already have one.
Are you good men and true?
Yea, or else it were pity, but they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them if they should have any allegiance in them being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
Do Oatcake, sir, or George Seacole, so they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Seacole. To be a well-favored man is the gift of fortune, but to write and read comes by nature.
Both which, Master Constable.
You are thought to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. Therefore you bear the lantern. This is your charge. You shall comprehend all vagrom men. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if he will not stand?
Oh, why then take no note of him. But let him go, and presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True, and they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You shall also make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We will rather sleep than talk. We know what belongs to a watch.
Oh, why, you speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. Well, you are to call at all the alehouses and bid those that are drunk get them to bed.
How if they will not?
Why then, let them alone until they are sober.
Well, sir.
If you meet a thief, you may suspect him by virtue of your office to be no true man, and for such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, why, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly, by your office you may, but I think they that touch pitch will be defiled. The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is and steal out of your company.
Who have always been called a merciful man, partner.
This is the end of the charge. Well, masters, good night. And there be any matter of late chances, call me up. Keep your fellows' counsels and your own, and good night. Come, neighbor.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us go sit here upon the church bench till 2, and then all to bed.
Oh, one more word, honest neighbors. I pray you watch about Signor Leonato's door, for the wedding being there tomorrow, there is a great coil tonight. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you.
Dogberry and Vergis leave Seacole on the watch to their duties. And no sooner do they leave enters Baraccio and Conrad. What could they be doing out this late? Don't you all have bedtimes?
What? Conrad!
Here, man, at thy elbow.
Stand thee close then, under this penthouse for drizzle's rain, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee.
Some treason, masters, yet stand close.
Therefore, know, I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
Thou shouldst ask rather if it were possible any villainy should be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones may make what price they will.
I know that vile thief. He goes up and down like a gentleman.
Didst thou not hear somebody?
No, 'twas the vane on the house.
No, that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the Lady Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She leans me out at her mistress' chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale, Violet. I should first tell thee how the prince, Claudio, and my master planted and placed and possessed my master Don John, saw afar off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was Hero?
Two of them did, the prince and Claudio. But the devil, my master, knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths, which first possessed them, partly by the dark night, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander that Don John had made. Away went Claudio, enraged, swore he would meet her as he was appointed the next morning at the temple, and there before the whole congregation shame her with what he saw o'ernight and send her home again without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name, stand.
Call up the right master constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth.
Dogberry and Vergis rushes in, followed by the first watchman.
Masters, never speak, we charge you. Let us obey you to go with us.
Come, we'll obey you.
Horatio and Conrad are hauled away by Dogberry, Verges, and the Watch. Oh man, they are in trouble now. Aw, here comes the bride, Hero, in beaming with Margaret in tow.
Your gown's a most rare fashion in faith. I saw the Duchess of Milan's gown that they praise so.
Well, that exceeds, they say.
By my troth, but a nightgown in respect of yours.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceedingly heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee, art not ashamed?
Of what, lady? Of speaking honorably? Is not marriage honorable in a beggar? Ask my lady Beatrice else. Here she comes.
Beatrice comes to meet her cousin and Margaret. Oh, she doesn't look too good.
Good morrow, cuz.
Good morrow, sweet cousin.
Why? Oh no, keep speaking a sick tune.
It is almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I am exceedingly ill. Hey-ho!
These gloves the Count sent me, they are an excellent perfume.
I am stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell.
A maid and stuffed? Ah, there's goodly catching of cold. Get you some of this distilled carduous Benedictus and lay it on your heart. It is the only thing for a qualm.
There, thou prickster with a thistle.
Benedictus? Why Benedictus? You have some moral in this, Benedictus?
Moral? No, by my troth. I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. You may think perchance that I think you are in love. Nay, dear lady, I am not such a fool to think what I list, nor I list not to think what I can, nor indeed I cannot think if you would think my heart out of thinking that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love. Yet Benedick was such another, and now is he become a man. He swore he would never marry, and yet now, in despite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you may be converted, I know not, but methinks you look with your eyes as other women do.
What pace is this that thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop.
Ursula enters in bit of a rush.
Madam, withdraw. The prince, the count, Signor Benedick, Don John, and all the gallants of the town are come to fetch you to church.
Oh, bless me. Good cuz, good Meg, good Ursula.
Hero, Beatrice, and Meg and Ursula leave to get ready for the wedding. Leonato enters with Dogberry and Verges. Time to do your governor duties.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
If I pray you, for you see it is a busy time for me.
Marry,
this
it is, sir. Yes, in truth it is, sir.
What is it, my good friends?
Goodman Verges, sir, speaks a little off the matter. An old man, sir, and his wits are not so blunt as God help I would desire they were, but in faith honest as the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I am as honest as any man living, that is an old man and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous. Palabras, neighbor Verges.
Neighbors, you are tedious. I would fain know what you have to say.
Marry, sir, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, hath taken a couple as errant knaves as any in Messina.
A good old man, sir. He will be talking. As they say, when the age is in, the wit is out.
Indeed, neighbor, he comes too short of you.
Gifts that God gives.
Look, I must leave you.
One word, sir. Our watch have indeed comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it to me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you. Oh, drink some wine ere you go, and fare thee well.
We are now to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
We will spare for no wit, I warrant you. Get the learned writer to set down our excommunication and meet me at the jail.
So Dogberry and Burgess leave to start their examination. Good luck! Wedding is about to begin. All the attendees are in attendance. Claudio enters, followed by Benedick, Prince Pedro, and Don John. Hero enters, followed by Beatrice and her gentlewoman. Leonato stands looking at his daughter. All turns toward Friar Francis, waiting for him to begin.
Come, Friar Francis.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady?
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you came to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count?
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any, Hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, Count?
Well, I dare make his answer none.
Stand thee by, Friar. Father, by your leave, will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back, whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonato, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold, how like a maid she blushes here. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
What? Hear, my lord, if you and your proof have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity.
I know what you would say. If I have known her, you will say she did embrace me as a husband. I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to his sister, showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
Seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Out on thee seeming, I will write against it.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored that have gone about to link my dear friend to a common scale.
These things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
No.
This looks not like a nuptial.
True. Oh, God.
Let me but move one question to your daughter, and by that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do so, as thou art my child.
What man was he talked with you yesternight, out at your window betwixt 12 and 1? Now, if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why then are you no maiden? Leonato, I am sorry you must hear. Upon mine honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did hear her at that hour last night talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath indeed, most like a liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters they have had.
Fie, they are not to be named, my lord. There is not chastity enough in language without offense to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
Oh, hero! What a hero hadst thou been if half thy outward graces had been placed about thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart. But fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Farewell, thou pure impiety and impious purity. For thee I'll lock up all the gates of love.
Hath no man's dagger here a point for me?
Shocked and struggling for words and breath, Hero faints.
Why, how now, cousin, wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light, smother her spirits up.
Claudio, Prince Pedro, and Don John leave the wedding angrily and satisfied that they have brought the truth about Hero to light.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle! Hero, my hero, uncle! Senior Benedick Friar!
How fate take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that may be wished for.
How now, cousin Hero?
Hero slowly comes to still in shock.
Of comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood?
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night, I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Would the two princes lie, and Claudio lie, who loved her so that, speaking of her foulness, washed it with tears? Hence from her, let her die.
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that do accuse me. I know none. If I know more of any man alive than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. O Father, prove you that any man with me conversed at hour unmeet, or that I yesternight maintained the change of words with any creature, refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some strange misprison in the princes.
Two of them have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdom be misled in this, it is the practice of it that lives in John the bastard, who sprints toil in frame of villainies.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it.
Your daughter, here the princes left for dead. Let her while be secretly kept in and publish it that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning obstination, and on your family's old monument hang mournful epitaphs, and do all rites that appertain unto a burial.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
Mary, this well-carried shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. That is some good. The supposition of the lady's death will quench the wonder of her infamy, and if it sort not well, you may conceal her, as befits her wounded reputation, in some reclusive and religious life, out of all eyes, tongues, minds, and injuries.
Signor Leonato, let the friar advise you, and though you know my inwardness and love is very much unto the prince and Claudio, yet by my honor, I will deal in this as secretly and justly as your soul should with your body.
Bring that I flow in grief, that the smallest twine may lead me.
'Tis well consented. Presently, away. For to strange swords strangely they strain the cure. Come, lady, die, to live. This wedding day is perhaps but prolonged. Have patience and endurance.
The wedding ruined and the bride now dead, all leave except Beatrice and Benedick.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason, I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Ah. How much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say, I love nothing so well as you. But believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What? Bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then, with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window, that's a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero! She is wronged. She is slandered. She is undone.
Beatrice.
No, I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore, I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice. By this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go. Comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead, and so farewell.
The newly formed lovers go their separate ways. What a sad turn of events. I hope this all gets sorted out. The constables, Dogberry and Verges enter, bring with them the sexton. They are followed by the watch, who are escorting Conrad and Baraccio.
Is our whole dissembly appeared?
Which be the malefactors?
Ah, Mary, that am I, and my partner.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Oh, yay! Mary, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Borachio.
Pray, write down Borachio. Yours, Sirrah?
I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yay.
Yea, sir, we hope.
We hope.
Write down that they hope they serve God, and write God first, for God defend, but God should go before such villains. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought so shortly. How answer you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say we are none.
Oh, a marvelous witty fellow, I assure you, but I will go about with him. Come you hither, sirrah, a word in your ear. Sir, I say to you, it is thought you are false knaves.
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that was their accusers.
Oh, yay, Mary, that's the eftest way. Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down Prince John a villain. Why, this is flat perjury to call a prince's brother villain.
Master Constable.
Pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like thy look, I promise thee.
What else heard you him say else?
Mary, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the Lady Hero wrongfully.
Flat burglary as ever was committed.
Yea, by mass that it is.
What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did mean upon his words to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly and not marry her.
Oh, villain, thou wilt be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more, masters, that you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this very manner refused, and upon the grief of this suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato's. I will go before and show him their examination.
The sexton leaves in a hurried manner toward Leonato's home.
Come, let them be opinioned.
Let them be in the hand.
Off, coxcomb!
God's my life, where's the sexton? Let him write down the prince's officer, Coxcomb. Come, bind them, thou naughty varlet.
Away! You are an ass! You are an ass!
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass. Oh, but masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it be not written down, yet forget not that I am an ass. Know thou, villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proved upon thee by good witness. I am a wise fellow, and which is more, an officer, and which is more, a householder, and which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as is any in Messina. Bring him away! Then I've been written down an ass.
Leonardo and his brother Antonio sadly walk into view, grieving over the death of the hero. Time to work out those acting chops fellas.
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself, and 'tis not wisdom thus to second grief against yourself.
I pray thee cease thy counsel, which falls into mine ears as profitless as water in a sieve. Give not me counsel, no, let no comforter delight my ear, but such a one whose wrong do suit with mine. Bring me a father that so loved his child, whose joy over her is overwhelmed like mine, and bid him speak of patience.
Yet bend not all thy harm upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There thou speakst reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul doth tell me Hero was belied, and that shall Claudio know, so shall the prince and all of them that has dishonored her.
Prince and Claudio walk in, both unaware of the hurt they've caused.
Here comes the prince and Claudio hastily.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonato.
Some haste, my lord? Well, fare thee well, my lord. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
If he could go right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Mary, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler, thou. Thou hast so wronged mine innocent child and me that I am forced to lay my reverence by, and with gray hairs and bruise of many days to challenge thee to trial of a man. I say thou hast belied mine innocent child. Thy slander has gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors. Oh, in a tomb where never scandal slept, save this of hers framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thy, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, old man.
Oh, my lord, I'll prove it on this body if he dare.
Away, I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so daft me? Thou hast killed my child. If thou killst me, boy, thou shalt kill a man.
And he shall kill two of us, and men indeed. But that's no matter. Let him kill one first. Win me and wear me. Let him answer me. Come, follow me, boy. Come, sir boy, come follow me.
Brother.
Content yourself. God knows I loved my niece, and she is dead, slandered to death by villains. Thou dare as well answer a man indeed, as I dare take a serpent by the tongue. Boys, apes, braggarts, jacks, millsaps.
Brother Anthony.
Gentlemen, both, we will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but on my honor, she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
My lord, my lord.
I will not hear you.
No, come, brother, away. I will be heard.
And shall, or some of us will smart for it.
Before a fight could break out, Antonio and Leonato leave. However, there still may be a fight after all. Benedick comes looking for Claudio.
Well, see, here comes the man we went to seek.
Now, senor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, senor. You are almost come to part, almost a fray.
We'd like to have our two noses snapped off with two old men without teeth.
Leonato and his brother. What thinkst thou? Had we fought, I doubt we should have been too young for them.
In a false quarrel, there is no true valor. I came to seek you both.
We've been up and down to seek thee. For we are high-proof melancholy, and would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
As I am an honest man, he looks pale. Art thou sick or angry?
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I jest not. I will make it good how you dare with what you dare and when you dare. Do me right or I will protest you cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady and her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet you So I may have good cheer.
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. I will leave you now to your gossip-like humor. You break jests as braggarts do their blades, which, God be thanked, hurt not. My lord, for your many courtesies I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother the bastard is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my lord Lackbeard there, he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
Benedick departs, having issued his challenge clearly to Claudio.
He is in earnest.
In most profound earnest. And I'll warrant you, for the love of Beatrice.
And hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
But soft you, let me be. Pluck up my heart and be sad. Did he not say my brother was fled?
Back again, here comes Constables Dogberry and Vergis. They're accompanied by the watch, who are bringing Borachio and Conrad along with them.
Come, you sir, if justice cannot tame you, she shall ne'er weigh more reasons in her balance. Nay, and you be a cursing hypocrite once, you must be looked to.
Oh, now, 2 of my brother's men bound, Borachio one.
Hearken after their offense, my lord.
Officers, what offense have these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruth. Secondarily, they are slandered. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
Well, first I ask thee what they have done. Thirdly, I ask thee what's their offense. Sixth and lastly, why they are committed. And to conclude, what you lay to their charge.
Rightly reasoned and in his own division.
This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Do you hear me? And let this count kill me. I have deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how Don John, your brother, incensed me to slander the Lady Hero, how you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Margaret in Hero's garments, how you disgraced her when you should marry her. My villainy they have upon record, which I had rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. The lady is dead upon mine and my master's false accusations. And briefly, I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison while he uttered it.
But did my brother set thee onto this?
Yea, and paid me richly for the practice of it.
He is composed and framed of treachery, and fled he is upon this villainy.
Sweet hero, now thy image doth appear in the rare semblance that I loved at first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By this time, our sexton hath reformed Signor Leonato of the matter. Oh, and masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
Here comes Master Signor Leonato, and the sexton too.
Leonato and Antonio arrive along with the sexton, ready to face the one who killed his child.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes, that when I note another man like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
If you would know your wronger, look on me.
And thou, the slave that with thy breath hast killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. And I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not, but in mistaking.
My soul, nor I, and yet to satisfy this good old man, I would bend under any heavy weight that he'll enjoin me to.
I cannot bid my daughter live. that were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people in Messina, hear how innocent she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning, come you to my house, and since you would not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter almost the copy of my child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the right, and should have been given her cousin. And so dies my revenge.
Oh, noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow, then I will expect your coming. Tonight I take my leave. This naughty man shall face to face be brought to Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your brother.
No, by my soul, she was not, nor knew what she did when she spoke to me, but hath always been just and virtuous in anything that I do know by her.
Moreover, sir, which indeed is not under white and black, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me ass. I beseech you, let it be remembered in his punishment. Pray you, examine him on that point.
Here's for thy pains.
God save the foundation.
Go, I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship. I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to repart, and if a merry meeting be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
The constables leave. Their job done.
Till tomorrow morning, lords. Farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail.
Tonight, I'll mourn with Hero.
Bring you these fellows on. We'll talk with Margaret how her acquaintance grew with this lewd fellow.
Okay, they all take their exit. Leonato, the watch, Borachio, and Conrad to continue the investigation. Claudio and Prince Pedro to prepare to mourn for Hero. Oh, and look what we have here. Benedick happily walks towards Leonato's house, ready to chat with his new love, Beatrice. Margaret watches annoyingly.
Pray thee, sweet Mistress Margaret, deserve well at my hand by helping me to the speech of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
In so high a style, Margaret, that no man living shall come over it, for in most comely truth thou deserve it.
To have no man come over me? Why, shall I always keep below stairs?
Thy wit is as quick as the greyhound's mouth. It catches.
And yours is blunt as the fencer's foils, but which hit but hurt not. Well, I will call Beatrice to you, who I think hath legs.
And therefore will come.
Margaret rolls her eyes as she leaves to let Beatrice know of Benedick's arrival.
The god of love that sits above and knows me, and knows me, how pitiful I deserve. Mary, I cannot show it in rhyme. I have tried. I cannot find out no rhyme to lady, but baby, an innocent rhyme. For scorn, horn, a hard rhyme. For school, fool, a babbling rhyme. Very ominous ending. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor I cannot woo in festival terms.
Beatrice enters at the right time, missing the terrible poetic stylings of Signor Benedick.
Sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I call thee?
Yea, Signor. and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Then is spoken. Fare you well now. And yet, ere I go, let me go with that I came, which is knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome, therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frightened the word out of all of his right sense, so forcibly is thy wit, but I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge. And either I must shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward, and I pray thee now tell me, for which of my bad parts did thou fall in love with me first?
For them all together, which maintained so politic a state of evil that they will not admit any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love, a good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against thy will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart, if you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably. And now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and men. There will I leave you two, for here comes one in haste.
Ursula rushes in with some news that everyone knows but these two.
Madam, you must come to your uncle. It is proved my Lady Hero hath been falsely accused, the prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Don John is the author of all, who is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
And as quickly as she appeared, Ursula is gone.
Will you go hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thine eyes. And moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle.
Oh, Beatrice and Benedick, they're so cute. Their names match. Isn't that so? Well, okay, so Beatrice and Benedick run after Ursula, excited to hear this news. A mournful Claudio and Prince Pedro walk slowly toward Hero's grave.
Is this the monument of Leonato?
It is.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. Death and guerdon of her wrongs gives her fame which never dies. So the life that died with shame lives in death with glorious fame. Hang thou upon the tomb, praising her when I am dumb. Now unto thy bones, good night. Yearly will I do this right.
Come, let us hence and put on other weeds, and then to Leonato's we will go.
And Hymen now with luckier issue speeds than this for whom we rendered up this woe.
Claudio and Prince Pedro leave, accepting the fact that their words killed such a beautiful woman. Satisfied with what has taken place, Leonato, his brother Antonio, Hero, her cousin Beatrice, and her gentlewomen Ursula and Margaret, Benedick, and Friar Francis all enter. The reputation of Hero has been restored.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
Oh, so are the prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the air that they heard debated. But Margaret was in some fault for this, although against her will, as it appears in the true course of all the question.
Well, I am glad that all things sort so well.
As so am I. being else by faith and forced to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdraw into a chamber by yourselves. And when I send for you, come hither masked. The prince and Claudio promised by this hour to visit me. You know your office, brothers, daughter, and give her to young Claudio.
The ladies leave to get ready for wedding number 2. I hope it goes better this time.
Which I will do with confirmed count.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, Senor?
To bind me or undo me, one of them. Signor Leonato, truth it is, good Signor. Your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
Oh, that I my daughter led her, 'tis most true.
And I do with an eye of love requite her.
The sight whereof I think you had from me, from Claudio and the prince. What's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical, but for my will is your goodwill. May stand with ours, this day to be conjoined in the state of honorable marriage, in which, good friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help. Here comes the prince and Claudio.
The prince and Claudio come to honor their word to Leonato.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined to marry with my brother's daughter? Call her forth, brother. Here's the friar ready.
The ladies re-enter, masked and standing in a line.
Which is the lady I must seize upon?
Oh, the same as she, and I do give you her.
Why then, she is mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
Oh, no, that you shall not till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand before this holy friar. I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero!
Nothing certainer. One hero died defiled, but I do live. And surely as I live, I am a maid.
Former hero, hero that is dead.
Oh, she died, my lord, but whiles her slander lived.
All this amazement can I qualify, when after that the holy rites are ended. I'll tell you largely of fair hero's death. Meantime, let wonder seem familiar, and to the chapel let us presently.
Soft and fair friar, which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why, then your uncle and the prince and Claudio have been deceived. They swore you did.
Well, do you not love me?
Troth, no. No more than reason.
Why then, my cousin, Margaret, and Ursula are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore that you were almost sick for me.
Well, they swore you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me.
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Cousin, I'm sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her, for here's a paper in his own hand. a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
Let me see it. Here's another writ in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedick.
A miracle. Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion. And partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace. I will stop your mouth.
Oh, how dost thou, Benedick, the married man?
I'll tell thee what, Prince. A college of witcrackers cannot flout me out of my honor. In brief, since I do propose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it, and therefore never flouted me for what I have said against it. For man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion. For thy part, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee, but in that thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised, and love my cousin.
I had well hoped that thou wouldst have denied, Beatrice, that I might have cudgeled thee out of thy single life, which out of question thou wilt me if my cousin do not look exceedingly narrowly to thee.
Come, come, we are friends. Let us have a dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our own hearts.
We'll have dancing.
Our wives.
We'll have dancing afterwards.
First of my word, therefore, play music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife.
Oh, yay! I love love. Oh, and what's this? Isn't the same messenger we saw at the beginning of all this? What's going on now?
My lord, your brother John is taken flight and brought with armed men back to Messina.
Oh. Think not on him till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for him. Strike up, pipers.
Yes! A happy ending. Everyone dances and plays for celebration of love and freedom. Yeah! Woo! Thanks for hanging out. Had so much fun. I hope you did too. I'm so glad they found Don John. I hope he finds love someday. Well, anyway, come on. Let's boogie the night away.
Ooh, I was gonna make sure you cut the music. Hi everyone, my name is Brandi Douglas. I'm the director of Much Ado About Nothing. And just before I bring the cast out, I had some things to say. So first, I wanted to thank the Majestic Theater for welcoming me and supporting me on this creative journey. Most of you know that I wanted to set this play as a revolution of 2021. And in that revolution, oppression is defeated, but that revolution has actually started now. We're living in it right now. We are fighting right now to undo the pain and injustices of this world. We're fighting in our hospitals to end COVID. We are fighting on the ground to say Black Lives Matter. We're fighting in the courtrooms to support policies and laws that would bring equity to us all. We are in the revolution now. And to me, when we win the war against oppression, we're able to be our free and authentic selves fully. And so I'm very thankful for this cast who is so willing to come on this journey with me to be the astronauts of this. And now with the help of Romeo and Juliet, I would like to introduce the cast to you. So starting with Romeo, if he comes on screen, we can start introducing the cast.
Thank you so much, Brandi. As Leonato, we have Mr. Michael Wren. As Antonio, Chuck Lester. As Don Pedro, John Carone. As Don John, Ryan McWayne. As Dogberry, Brandon Urie. And last but not least, as the first watch messenger, Rose Taylor.
As Hero, Chris Klippenstein, Margaret was played by Callie Cardis. Count Claudio is played by Jay Gibson King. Baraccio, the drunk, was played by Rachel Kohler. Burgess was played by Nancy Homan. Second Watch was played by Carol Flanagan. And I've already introduced Romeo and Juliet. Emily Cannon Brown will be joining us soon. And I think, oh my gosh, our narrator, Jeanette Miller Mickenham. Thank you all so much. Juliet, you're muted. We can't hear you, friend.
Beatrice was Martha Benson. Ursula, Sarah Payne. Senor Benedick, Antonio Lanahan. Conrad, Ellie Smith. George Seacole, Pat Leithram. And the sexton and Friar Francis was Brianna Manassa.
Thank you so much, cast. Thank you also to Amanda, our stage manager, who is the most fantastic stage manager ever. And please stay tuned for the Majestics. Theater will let you know what is coming up next, including a play by one of our own, by Margaret over here, Callie Cardis, which will be tomorrow at 2:30, and starring Jeanette and Ellie. You got to come see this play. Thank you all so much. Take care. Bye.